What is up, you guys? I hope you're doing well. We're here for our midweek alchemy message where we unpack the spiritual lessons for the week and how we're approaching them. And so far the week, the spiritual messages and direction have been really continuously on theme with supporting getting clarity around the year ahead. It's like the universe is like, all right, hunker down, dream, vision, journal, list, do all those manifestation practices and goal setting and setting intentions for the year, and however you like to approach it. This is the week to do that. This isn't just the new Gregorian year. We are in the beginning of our new timeline, right? So we've been talking the last few years, since about 2022, about jumping timelines. And for a couple of years, we were dismantling the old life and cutting cords and healing and letting things break down and fall away. And then over the last couple of years, it's like we've been letting the dust settle, clearing the grounds, being in sort of a void in between. And it's like we've kept thinking oh, any minute we're just going to launch into the new story. And so what I've compared it to is say your life is a Netflix series, you're your own show. And the ending of the first version of that show has come to a completion. The series finale has aired. But they're going to bring the show back. And you are still the star of your show. However, in television writing, there is a Bible for each show, each series. And that has the history of the episodes and the characters' backgrounds and sort of what would be consistent and true to the character, right? And they call it canon. It's like a jargon, an industry term. So now in this new version of Us, the show, we don't have to go by the former canon. You can go off script. You don't have to be motivated by those same old motivators. We've been doing a lot of work around rewriting our nervous system and reprogramming our subconscious and identifying unconscious belief systems and unconscious patterns and unconscious defense mechanisms and unconscious inner conflicting desires and all of those things. We've been naming those and identifying those and offloading them from our hard drive. And then we've been reprogramming our hard drive with positive new beliefs, positive new patterns. We've been disrupting the old patterns and the old habits, and we've been installing new programming. So we've been sort of just sitting in this state of preparation. And I wouldn't say sitting. We've been actively proactive. That's redundant. But we've been proactive about doing what we can in this gradual becoming. We've been chipping away, doing the work, coming up with new ideas. It's just that nothing has really kicked off and launched, or hasn't felt like that yet. So now, this year, I believe, is the first year that we're going to feel like the series has begun finally, and that the episodes are starting and we're starting into our new story. And then right now, it's this new story, it's we're up leveling into a new embodiment of ourself with a whole new state of consciousness and awareness than we ever have before. So we have a unique opportunity to rewrite our lives in such a way that we never would have. We never would have had the confidence or the belief in ourselves or the faith or the know-how or the experience or the wisdom to do things differently. And so now moving forward, it's we can really set conscious intentions to co-create the reality that we want to live in. So the universe has been supporting our like getting setting aside time to get serious about this. And so much so that tonight I was supposed to work and I was cut by the wheel of fortune got me, but that was good because I really kind of wanted to make my days off like a 3-day weekend, go deep into cleaning, house organizing, envisioning for the year. I wanted myself to sit down and do the 2026 prediction series. So my 2026 prediction series is up, you guys. It's in the description box below. You can follow the link to my Stan store. It's only $12. I thought that would be fairly accessible to mostly everybody. And it is like, it gets a quintessential spiritual playbook for the year ahead, essentially. And you're going to have a yearly overview with channeled messages and a Celtic cross spread and oracle cards and astrological highlights. And then there are quarterly seasonal readings. And then there are monthly readings. And with each separate reading, there is a set of like journal questions and work to do that will help you like embody the concepts and go deeper into the work and even further prepare for the year ahead and to like do the inner transformation. That is like when we transform, when we change, that's the thing that releases all of the miracle juice and the manifestation power that then adds to our magnetism and helps draw in what we're wanting to draw in, or it helps fuel the creations that we're trying to create and launch out into the world. So by doing the journal work, you are basically turning like raw materials into fuel for your manifestations. So that's in the description box below. Over the next couple of days, I am looking forward to doing the yearly overview and doing that journal work, the quarterly reading for winter. And I'm going to go ahead and do January over the next 3 days and just do like a deep dive, and then also be clearing my energy and my space all like ritualistically, which is also supported by our Cancer super duper moon. When we just had our full moon in Cancer, that was the closest the moon was in its orbit to the earth, and then the earth was closest in its orbit to the sun. So everything that just happened, and plus we were, I think, in conjunction with Jupiter during all of that. So everything was just like super magnified. So all of your efforts that you're putting forth into establishing a sense of security within yourself and within your home and within your environment are going to be magnified. And then, that's going to help give you more clarity in your emotions and in your intuition. So having said that, let's get into the reading. So from the Wild Unknown Alchemy deck, we have the Lightning, followed by Mars. I love that we have the Lightening and then we have a Lightning right after it. And followed by the Void. And then underneath Lightning, we have the King of Swords. Underneath Mars, we have the Magician. And then underneath the Void, we have King of Pentacles. So I really love the article that I wrote today on this, the post. If you are curious, I did start a Substack and a Patreon. I think that I'm not going to tell you guys how to find it yet, because I'm going to let it sort of organically grow itself for a minute and see what happens. Unless people take the time to engage with the content and read the articles or watch the videos, it hurts me in the algorithm. Like if people just follow me to follow me, but they don't read or engage, it just doesn't help me at all. So I'm going to see if I can get some organic growth over there. And if you guys, I bet you if you really tried, you could probably hunt me down on there. But I will tell you soon how to find me once I get it set up a little bit and more fleshed out. And also I'm just still trying to learn, how to set yourself up successfully on both of those platforms. So I haven't started my paid content yet, but I will have paid content for a monthly subscription. I will have paid content on both platforms, but it will be the same content. And so it will, because I think different people are on Patreon and Substack, and there might be some crossovers, but they're different platforms. The interface is different, so I can see it's different people. So that'll be there soon. I'm going to pause this and let you guys hear the audio from the article, and then we'll be right back. It's like a minute long. In the beginning, there was darkness and void, formlessness, and Spirit hovered over the waters. And Creator said, "Let there be light." And there, through the primordial point of singularity, the divine spark of creation pierced the veil of non-existence into the womb of creation and birthed forth our manifest reality. So too are we now, co-creators, awakening the spark of new consciousness that is bringing forth the creative manifestation of our new reality. We are at the ripening of a new beginning. What story are we choosing to write? What reality are we striving to co-create? This is the time to sit with these visions and intentions and get crystal clear. The more clarity and feeling we can infuse into these desires, the more thoroughly they are programmed into our subconscious. All right, so there is the lightening here, and there is the King of Swords. Now, I will say I have felt a sense of lightness recently, more so than I have felt in several months. And I think that with this card, it can be like nice and good news and a sign that like there's a temporary like reprieve from pressure. However, it's also kind of a warning. It's like don't underestimate, like don't rest on your laurels. Don't, like, when it's like, for instance, if we lose a few pounds on a diet and then we're like, what if I get ice cream this week? And it's like, no, you're gonna undermine everything that you've tried to do, right? You're gonna undermine your progress. So, like, for instance, if you get a little bit ahead in your business and then you're like, oh, I can take a break, we need to maintain our momentum, right? So I think here, because we are feeling lighter, I don't think that means that we can necessarily not take our circumstances and our situation. We still need to take it with a responsibility and a sense of urgency, because this year there's a lot of opportunity, but we really have to seize that by being on top of our dreams and our goals and our consciousness more so than anything this year. Where our attention span is, what our consciousness is on, what we're taking in, how we process that, and how we then like shift our consciousness and our focus and our perspective to maintain our energy. And so I think that we are hitting a certain level of mastery in this area. The swords, the King of Swords, this is the area of the mind, of the ideas, of the consciousness. So I think that in a sense we feel lighter, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the circumstances are lightening up or we can turn our back on things that need our attention, right? Like the fuckery of the world is still going on, but I think we're getting our bearings within it. We're getting our footing, and we're feeling like a little bit more chutzpah to show up and to handle and process the things that are happening without just buckling under the pressure. I think last year it was all shock and awe and processing, and now I feel like we're getting just a little bit of emotional, like our emotional heads above water, so to speak. I think that we need to stay on top of our finances. I think we need to stay on top of our everything and be really present and have a sense of discipline and awareness and self-mastery about that this year. But I think that we have reached a certain level of it. It's just, again, the universe is saying, don't go lax now that you've made it a little bit further. Continue to put the effort in. Right? Like, you've gotten to this level, but it's going to it's going to require a certain level of energy to maintain that level, right? So don't start taking things too lightly. Enjoy the feeling of lightness, enjoy like more of a lighter mental space, but know that we can't take our responsibilities lightly, right? Or take the fact that there's still work to do ahead of us. We've got to really own that. But like I said, it's going to be important that we stay aware in managing our energy and our focus and our mental power and our emotional levels and all of that. I think that too, like we've been really like imagining the kind of story we want for our next chapter and our next leg of the journey. And I think a lot of us have had certain like major chapters of our lives and dreams and expectations that have just kind of come to completions and closed out. And so we've been dreaming up, okay, well, what kinds of things are next? What do I want to feel like coming in the future? And so I think that we're getting more clarity around the essence of what we're creating. And the more that we can visualize that and the more clarity we can get around the feeling and the essence and the vibration of it, and be kind of more flexible about the specifics and the logistics and all of that, let the universe work with us, give it a little bit to work with. I think that, yes, we're getting more understanding, more illumination, more wisdom, more sovereignty over our thoughts and our understanding and our insight and our like clarity and our judgment, our discernment. All of that is getting clearer too, as well as like our ability to envision our dreams and getting clarity around ideas and creativity. It's kind of like everything's getting more clear. We're getting more sharp, where we've taken it up a notch in the realm of evolution, right? Both physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, everything's just a bit more sharper. All right, and now we have this lightning strike of cardinal energy. The cardinal Cancer moon was like activating the cardinal signs, but also that cardinal energy of beginning and excitement and enthusiasm to rush out and move forward. Our fighting spirit, right? This Aries is the warrior. So again, that the waning moon right now is supporting our efforts to clean and purge and shed and clear the path and clear the way so that nothing is like eating up our energy. Nothing is taking up energetic space. The year of the snake is coming to completion. So we have a couple more weeks to shed old skins that we've outgrown before we're in the year of the fire horse, before we're galloping forward and building momentum. But I love that this Mars card is with the Magician, because Aries is like a very powerful manifester. Aries is connected with the Magician card, and it's like this is the first card in the tarot. Aries is the first card of the zodiac. When God said, "Let there be light," that's speaking the reality into being. That was the first physical act of material manifestation. When we talk about the 4 living kingdoms in Kabbalah, the mineral kingdom, the plant kingdom, the animal kingdom, and we don't call it the human kingdom, we call it the speaking kingdom, because the fact that we can take our thoughts and materialize them into words and communicate and articulate, that's what sets us apart from the other living kingdoms. And that's what sets us next to the creator, as far as like being in the image of the creator and sharing that likeness with the creator. we're given these mouths, we're given the ability to speak and articulate our ideas and to speak things into creation. So our mouths and our ability to speak, that's very powerful. It's very powerful and it's very creative. There's a lot of creative energy in our mouths, but there's also a lot of ability to curse and break down and destroy with our mouths as well. So any of the portals in our body that are gateways of life and death are very powerful places. So the mouth is one, the eyes, the ears, the vaginal canal, that's where we give birth, that literally the pathway of souls into this world. So those areas have a lot of magical and miraculous potency. So we need to be more mindful about how we guard and steward those portals and those passageways and start thinking of them as gates and not just our eyes and our ears and our mouths. It's like there's what goes through the ears and the eyes is affecting our energy, and we're absorbing that. We're taking that into our consciousness. Same with the energy that we are passing through and that we're around, and the things that we're saying. It's like we are putting energy out into the world. So we need to be very mindful about what we're doing, but it's time to start speaking blessings into being, speaking into creation, what we want to grow and seeds we want to plant. And coming from the void, it's literally like in Genesis, in the beginning, there was void and formlessness and chaos and darkness. But the Spirit of God hovered over the waters of primordial influx and flow and waves of energy, right? We're swirling and whirling in the state, and they started to coagulate and come together and pull together in this consciousness that burst forth into being. The light shared into a feminine space of boundary and restriction, right? So that light could take form, it could take shape, it could become something. So we have been we've been ice skating through the void, chainsaw dancing on the edge of oblivion, skating on the surface of the nothingness, of the unbeing. But we have come through it, and we have pulled something from nothing. We have pulled our ideas out of the void into clarity, into visualization. We've been able to articulate these ideas, and now we're able to materialize them and bring them forth into a next level of creation. So there's some level of material mastery that we're coming into, that we have pulled from the void, and that we have become co-creators and mastered that level of, or a certain level of material manifestation, right? So everything that we see, everything that we know came from the endless light, but what is on the other side of the endless light? There's a void. There's a void there, right? So we've got void, we have endless light, and we have physical manifestation. So somewhere between the void and this material manifestation, what is between that? The light. So that's the answer, right? What we have channeled through as vessels, as the feminine, is the light of the Creator into the material realm, where we then take that light and we channel it and we shape it and we do something with it with our hands. If we don't use our human physical hands, then the light is just there, but it's unmanifest, right? So the light of the Creator can do anything on the Creator's own, but if we want the human beings to create things and to have an effect on this material world, the light wants to channel through a higher level of light through human beings, right? So it's up to us to channel through goodness into the world, but it's also been us that's channeled through the darkness and the evil into this world. So we have to decide, okay, I have to refine myself as a vessel so that I am channeling the light at any given time and not the darkness and not evil and not destruction. All right, you guys, that is all for tonight. I can't wait to start sipping on some wine and eating some cheese and getting into the 2026 prediction series over the next couple of days, and I hope you do as well. And again, that's in the link at the description box below. We had a couple more people purchase today, so that's very, very exciting. I'm super grateful. Anytime it happens, I'm over the moon. So I woke up this morning to a couple of more purchases, so I'm so grateful, and I can't wait to see what the comments of people are saying in the playlist. See how they're liking the workshop, and to see what they think of the yearly overview so far, and also what they think of winter and January as January is taking shape. All right, y'all. Peace.